Two players, two incredible journeys. One team on the brink of greatness, Lexie and Aliyah Boston, just received mind-blowing honors from their high schools. The best part? Their stories are about to collide in a way that could change the WNBA forever. Are you ready to see how these underdogs, alongside Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, might just lead the Indiana Fever to their first championship? Picture this, a player on the bench, game after game, watching her teammates shine. That was Lexie Hull's reality not too long ago. Her early days with the Indiana Fever were tough. She barely saw any playing time, and her confidence took a hit. But Lexie Hull isn't the type to give up easily.
At the beginning of the season, my playing time definitely looked different than it did at the end. So trusting that, I was staying ready, putting in the work so that when I did get the minutes out on the court, that I could take full advantage of them. So I was just really proud of myself for trusting the process and staying the course.
Something changed. Lexie kept showing up, putting in extra hours when no one was watching. She was determined to prove herself, to show everyone what she was capable of. And then, on August 18, 2024, opportunity finally knocked. In a game against the Seattle Storm, Lexie Hull exploded onto the scene. She scored a career-high 22 points, including 6 three-pointers. It was a performance that left fans and coaches stunned. Where had this Lexie been hiding?
All of it comes down to trusting the process, and part of that process is making sure that the work's getting done.
But that wasn't just a one-time fluke. As the season went on, Lexie's three-point percentage skyrocketed. She went from barely playing to a key piece of the Fever's lineup. By the end of the season, she was shooting an incredible 47.1% from beyond the arc. That's a massive jump from the 20% she managed in her first 2 seasons. After the Olympic break, Lexie took her game to another level. She was shooting a red-hot 63% from three-point range. Defenses couldn't leave her open, and that opened up opportunities for her teammates.
Numbers don't lie, unfortunately, and they're very drastic. My first 2 years, I was just so upset because I was putting in so much work, and my shooting percentages, I would granted get like 1 or 2 at the max threes a game. So it's hard to be super efficient when the pressure is really on for those couple shots. But the numbers don't lie. So it really allows you to look at improvements and really shoot for goals and keep yourself accountable.
How did Lexie Hull go from bench warmer to breakout star? By never giving up, even when it seemed like her chance would never come. Just trying to stay ready and do whatever is asked of me on each night, and every night is different, Lexie explained. But Lexie's journey was just getting started. Her high school had something special planned to honor her perseverance, a recognition that would bring her full circle, back to where her basketball dreams first took flight.
Earlier tonight, local legends Lexie and Lacey Hull returned to Central Valley to be inducted into the high school's Athletic Hall of Fame. The Bears honored their 2016 and 2018 state championship teams, which both sisters played on, and inducted each into the Hall of Fame individually.
Remember when we said Lexie's journey was just getting started? Well, her alma mater had been watching her rise with pride, but they weren't content to simply cheer from afar. They were planning something big, something rarely done in the school's history. Back in Spokane, Washington, Central Valley High School was buzzing with excitement. The Hull twins, Lexie and Lacey, were about to receive an honor that few athletes ever dream of. As the ceremony began, the crowd held their breath. What could be so special that it brought these WNBA stars back to their old stomping grounds?
The twins both went on to play at Stanford after Central Valley, and Lexie is now in her 3rd year with the WNBA's Indiana Fever. They said they didn't miss a beat with their former teammates.
It's surreal. The relationships haven't changed. It's amazing to be put in a room again and remember all those memories that we had together.
Freddie Rico was an amazing coach. We learned a lot from him, from his leadership on and off the court. So I think we knew what it took to be a good player, be a good teammate, and how to work hard.
The principal stepped up to the microphone, recounting the twins' incredible high school career. 2 state championships, one in 2016 and another in 2018. Broken records, leadership that inspired a generation. But that wasn't all. The Hull twins weren't just basketball stars, they were community heroes. They volunteered with local youth basketball programs and even participated in DECA, a national student entrepreneurship organization. Then came the big reveal. Lexie and Lacey Hull were being inducted into the Central Valley High School Wall of Fame. But wait, there's more. Their entire championship teams from 2016 and 2018 were joining them in this honor. Can you imagine the emotions running through that gym? Freddie Reckow, their high school coach, couldn't contain his pride. "I couldn't ask for a greater opportunity for those young ladies to be recognized for what they've done," he said, beaming with joy.
This is the first time since about 2018 that the whole team's been together. So absolutely amazing night. And to see them as adults and doing well, that's, quite the accomplishment off the court. But we got to, recognize and celebrate what they did on the court as well.
As Lexie stood there, surrounded by old teammates and memories, she couldn't help but feel overwhelmed. "It feels like those relationships haven't changed," she shared, her voice filled with emotion. "And to be back in this building where so many of our memories were made together, it's really fun. We're really lucky." This wasn't just about honoring the past. It was about inspiring the future. Every young athlete at Central Valley High School would now walk past that wall of fame, seeing what's possible with hard work and determination. As the ceremony wrapped up, Lexie's mind couldn't help but drift to another player making waves in the WNBA, someone who, like her, was about to receive an incredible honor from their high school. Little did Lexie know, their paths were about to intertwine in ways that would change the face of women's basketball forever. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
It is my absolute honor to present to you the first jersey to ever be retired in Worcester Academy's history. Let's give a big round of applause to Aliyah Boston, whose impact will be felt here at Worcester Academy forever.
From the Virgin Islands to Worcester, Massachusetts, one player's journey was about to come full circle. But why was Worcester Academy buzzing with anticipation? And how would this ceremony change the school forever? Aliyah Boston, the WNBA's rising star, stepped into the packed gym at her alma mater. The crowd erupted in thunderous applause. This wasn't just any homecoming. Something big was about to happen. As Boston made her way to center court, memories flooded back. This was where it all began. Her journey from the Virgin Islands to Worcester had been a leap of faith, a decision that would shape her entire career.
Back here, but first and foremost, also thank you guys for this honor. I mean, it's amazing. God had really opened so many doors for me, and He's allowed you guys to help me get through those doors. And so for that, I just want to thank you. Thank you to my coaches, to my teammates for pushing me and motivating me every single day to not only make me a better athlete, but a better person. Yeah.
Julie Berberian, Worcester Academy's athletic director, took the microphone. She painted a vivid picture of Boston's time at the school. 86 wins, 10 losses, Berberian announced, her voice filled with pride. The crowd murmured in awe. But it wasn't just about the numbers. Berberian's voice softened as she continued. She's a role model for our younger kids, showing that girls can go off and play college and professional sports. Boston's impact went far beyond the court.
It's so special. I feel like I had so many great memories here at Worcester Academy, and so to have my jersey retired after just having so much fun, I mean, it's a blessing. God has opened so many doors for me, and this is one of them, allowing my number to be the first jersey retired in Worcester Academy history, and so it's so special.
What are some of your most memorable memories here at Worcester Academy?
Well, first off, definitely winning Blackburn tournament, enjoying back-to-back championships, Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, just being able to connect, though, with people that I'm still friends with now and will be friends with for the rest of my life, I mean, it is honestly the best feeling to have.
Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. A jersey was unveiled. But this wasn't just any jersey retirement. This was history in the making. For the first time ever, Worcester Academy was retiring a player's number. The crowd held its breath as the jersey began its ascent to the rafters. But wait, there was more. 3 additional banners followed, each representing one of Boston's Gatorade Player of the Year awards. The gym erupted once again.
And 15-year-old you told one of your teachers here that you'd go to WNBA someday. That dreams come true. What's your message to other, high school basketball players or girls your age when you were 15?
My other message would definitely be to dream big, write your goals down, have a strong foundation. I mean, mine is based on faith, and if that's the same for you, then I absolutely love that because it's so important. But I mean, just dream big, write your goals down, and be confident in you.
As Boston watched her jersey rise, her old coach's words echoed in her mind. "I knew she was special the moment I saw her play," Sherry Levin had said. Those early days of being double and triple teamed seemed so long ago now. The ceremony wasn't just about honoring the past. It was a bridge to the future. In the stands, young athletes watched with wide eyes, seeing what was possible. And in that moment, as her high school legacy was cemented, Boston couldn't help but think about the journey ahead. From high school phenom to WNBA star, her story was far from over. In fact, it was just beginning.
I think we were just like sick that we had lost so many games, and also feeling like we were better than that.
The transition from college superstar to WNBA players is notoriously brutal. Yet for Boston and Hull, it wasn't just about surviving. It was about thriving. How did these two transform from bench warmers to game changers in a single season? As the 2024 WNBA season kicked off, all eyes were on the Indiana Fever. Aliyah Boston and Lexie Hull, once celebrated as high school phenoms and college champions, now faced their toughest challenge yet. Critics doubted Boston's ability to dominate against seasoned pros, while Hull fought for every minute on a struggling team.
I mean, Aliyah is probably one of the hardest working players that I've ever been around. She is, everything about her. Wants to be better, wants to be great, and she does not take any of that for granted. I mean, she works at her craft, and when you do that, a lot of times basketball will repay you, and this is one of the ways.
But something incredible happened. Boston's unstoppable post moves became the talk of the league. She averaged an impressive 14.0 points and 8.9 rebounds per game, bullying veteran centers with her strength and finesse. Her elite defensive skills and offensive versatility allowed her to adapt quickly to the pro level. Meanwhile, Hull's three-point shooting caught fire. In a pivotal game against the Seattle Storm, she exploded for a career-high 22 points, draining 6 of 7 attempts from beyond the arc. This performance marked a turning point in her season.
The biggest thing is finding people to kind of get you out of that cycle and get you to thinking about the positive things you did, even though a lot of times people online aren't talking about the positive things.
As the games went by, their confidence soared. Boston's connection with rookie sensation Caitlin Clark created a potent inside-out game that left defenses scrambling. Hull's improved shooting added a whole new dimension to the Fever's offense, spreading the floor and creating opportunities for her teammates.
And Caitlin knows where Aliyah Boston's going to be. Aliyah Boston knows where Caitlin's going to be.
Clark couldn't help but praise her sharp-shooting teammate. The way she's been able to shoot the ball has been incredible. It's added a whole other dynamic for us. After the Olympic break, Hull was shooting a blistering 63% from three-point range, forcing defenses to respect her presence on the perimeter.
Lexie Hull has unlocked that for Indiana. On cue!
By season's end, the doubters were silenced. Boston had earned all-star honors, cementing her status as one of the league's most dominant players. Hull, once fighting for minutes, had become a key starter and vital piece of the Fever's success. They formed a formidable core alongside Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, transforming the team from league laughingstock to legitimate contender. How did Aliyah Boston silence her critics? By becoming one of the most dominant forces in the WNBA, earning all-star recognition in just her second season. And Lexie Hull? She proved that sometimes the brightest stars are the ones you least expect.
She sees the game at a bigger scale, obviously with the platform that she's created for herself, and then that's transitioned to the game. It's huge. And I think, like, for me, especially as a point guard and as someone that's delivering a lot of the passes that lead to shots, like, if I miss, she's definitely going to say, like, you got the next one. Like, I can count on her for keeping me, like, confident and positive. So yeah, I think that shows the player that she is and the leader she is as a point guard.
But as impressive as Boston and Hull's transformations were, the Indiana Fever's story was far from over. Enter Caitlin Clark, the most anticipated rookie in WNBA history. Could one player really change everything, or would her arrival upset the delicate chemistry Boston and Hull had worked so hard to build? The early days of training camp were rocky. Clark's lightning-fast style of play clashed with Boston's methodical post-up game. Hull found herself caught in the middle, unsure of her role in this new dynamic. Fans held their breath, wondering if this experiment would implode before the season even began.
I mean, I definitely got passes and tried to finish when I wasn't expecting to get the ball. So, like, now it's like, okay, every cut I have, every cut I make, every fast break I run, like, I have a real opportunity to get the ball, which definitely, like, took me a second. And I think it really just took one of those to really get my head around, like, oh, she's all the way down at the other end of the floor and she could still make the pass to me down at the block at this end. So I mean, it's been awesome.
But then, something clicked. In a scrimmage that had the whole team buzzing, Clark unleashed a no-look pass that found Boston perfectly positioned under the basket. The resulting bucket was so smooth, so effortless, that even the coaches stood in awe. It was just a glimpse of what was to come. As the season progressed, the Clark to Boston connection became the talk of the league. Defenses scrambled to contain them, but how do you stop a play you can't even see coming? Meanwhile, Hull's sharpshooting from beyond the arc created the perfect spacing, punishing teams that dared to double-team Boston or Clark. And let's not forget about Kelsey Mitchell, who provided reliable scoring and steady veteran presence.
And I think it's really fun because they garner so much attention, obviously, from the other team's defense. So then it allows the other players, me included, to make cuts, make reads, and they're really good at finding, those openings and giving the ball up when it's needed and finding the better shot. So it's really fun, and I feel really lucky to get to play with them.
The results were staggering. Clark averaged an impressive 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. But it wasn't just about individual stats. The Fever, once the league's punching bag, finished the season with a 20-win, 20-loss record and their first playoff berth in 8 years. Fever games became must-watch events. Sellout crowds packed the arena, and national media couldn't get enough of this Cinderella story. After starting the season 3-10, the team went on a blistering 17-10 run to close out the year.
It's so fun to be able to know that you're not just cutting to cut, knowing that you're cutting with the possibility of actually making a really cool play. So that makes it that much more worthwhile.
Head coach Christy Sides couldn't help but marvel at the transformation. Caitlin's presence and leadership have been pivotal in reshaping our culture, she said. But it's the way all our stars have come together. Clark, Boston, Hull, Mitchell. That's made us a true contender. As the playoffs loom, the question on everyone's mind is clear. Can this group of young stars, led by the phenomenal Caitlin Clark, shock the world and bring a championship to Indiana? The basketball world is watching, and the Fever are ready to prove that their Cinderella story is far from over.
As you know, I'm probably the best dancer on the team. And I am gonna come up out this lunge though.
Go for
and
it. I'll stay here. Oh.
Do you see that? Yep, thank you. Now I'm gonna go back in my little lunge.
That is so good.
From high school phenoms to WNBA sensations, Lexie Hull and Aliyah Boston's journeys are far from over. These two have already made history, but their story is just beginning. With Caitlin Clark joining the mix, the Indiana Fever aren't just a team to watch. They're a force to be reckoned with. The Fever went from league laughingstock to playoff contender in just one season and made the postseason for the first time in 8 years. But here's the big question. Is this the year they bring home a championship? With this young core gaining experience and chemistry, the future looks bright in Indiana. Basketball fans, get ready. The Fever are coming. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.